to the Divergent Comics YouTube channel. I am here again with a new comic book creator. This will be actually the last comic book creator interview I do for 2025. So this is going to be a fun one, I would say. And today I am interviewing Jenny, creator of Acedia Comics. So Jenny, tell the people about yourself, and thank you for jumping on here.
No, you're all good. Yeah, so hi. My name is Jenny. I've been working on my comic since I went to School of Visual Arts in New York City. I'm from New York, and I love like everything New York, and I'm kind of inspired by that with like the gritty like city type things and everything. And yeah, I like making just funny stuff.
Yeah. So if those of you who haven't read the story, Acedia, it's a very in-depth story that I found through meeting Jenny. Her friend were at C2E2 Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo. I got it right this time. Had an interview about a month or two ago, and so I had mentioned C2E2, and I couldn't remember what C2E2 stood for the life of me. So
I know
I'm
I
glad I got it
forget
right.
too sometimes.
But Jenny and her friend had a table there, and me and my girlfriend were going there as guests. And it's funny because mutual friends, because Jenny's friend, what was her name again? I'm
Her name
sorry.
is Yasmin. Devils
Yasmin.
Within Art is her handle. She also makes a manga, so she's yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, and I definitely have to talk with her about that as well.
Yeah.
And this will kill me for forgetting her best friend's name, so I hope she doesn't watch this episode. um, but yeah, her and Yasmin have been friends for years, and so when she found out that she was going to be at C2E2, I had already talked about wanting to go because I want to eventually get my own table there. And so we got up there and we were going to meet up with Yasmin. We were going to have dinner with her and some friends. Lo and behold, Jenny is right there next to her. And so I grabbed Jenny's card, check out the comic, and I'm blown away by just how funny it is.
Oh, thank you.
I had to put her on the docket to interview before 2025 ended. So it really made me want to know more about your journey.
Mhm.
So how did you, or like, what inspired you really to want to start making comics?
Well, I've always been into like weird 2000s cartoons and stuff and comics. Like, I don't know if it's kind of obvious from my work. I love Jonan Vasquez's work. Like, he's my biggest inspiration ever.
Yeah.
So I used to read his comics a lot and everything, and like Roman Derge's stuff. And I love like the old Cartoon Network stuff. And that's another thing about me is that I love comics, but I'm more of a cartoon girly. Like, I love to watch like cartoons, and I'm very inspired by like the weird cartoons of the 2000s, like Chowder, Flapjack,
Hmm.
like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. So like stuff like that inspires me very much.
Yeah.
um,
If anyone reads the comic, they would have never guessed that as the
I know.
inspiration at all.
Yeah, and yeah, like I'm very inspired by that. And also like stuff from my own life too, because I remember my first job was at Kmart, and I hated it so much that I would scribble down little cartoons and stuff of just me working and dealing with like the strange people that would show up. And I'm not saying that anything in my comic is based off of reality, but I'm like I kind of just make my own spins of things. You know what I mean? I think a lot
Yeah,
of
no, I get
creators do
that.
that.
Yeah, I definitely. I took a lot of writing classes before I started trying to write my own comics, and
Mhm.
a lot of what the story or the instructors mentioned in the classes were is to just live life
Yeah.
and to not just seclude yourself and try to write all day, because your inspiration comes from being out in the world, interacting with people,
Yeah.
just living life. And working in Kmart, customer service, retail, you will find some very
Oh yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
people that you can make a story about.
Oh yeah. Definitely. And that's yeah, and it's also a lot of fun people too. Just like I did love the people that I worked with though. They were all fun and everything. It
That's
just
usually the best part of
yeah.
working in that type of job, where it's
Yeah.
like the work itself kind of sucks. People
Mhm.
usually ruin the day in some manner, but the people that you work with, 8 times out of 10, will be pretty cool people
But yeah, it's like
to be
misery
around.
loves company, you know? So like
Right.
when we're all suffering together, it's more fun.
That is true. So, you kind of already touched on this, but other than cartoons and comics, are there any other types of media that you enjoy watching or indulging in?
Trying to think. I don't know. I mostly just love like I'm one of those people that can just watch the same thing over and over again and never get tired of it. Like
Yeah.
I could just watch something and then like I'll finish watching it and then I'm like, "Oh, time to watch it again." I do
No,
that
I
with a
get
lot of
that.
shows, you know, which really doesn't help me like getting more inspiration because like my friends are always like, "You gotta watch new stuff." I'm like, "No, I gotta watch Chowder again for the millionth time."
No, I get that.
Yeah, but I do. I don't know. This doesn't really have anything to do with like art, but I loved like plants and stuff. I like to tend to my garden and everything, and that helps calm me down and I don't know deal with all the stuff.
Right. So
Yeah.
do you find, like, in those moments when you're like tending to your garden and things like that, that you get additional inspiration for like different types of stories, or does it just like help center you so that you can be more creative?
I'd say both. Yeah, definitely. Because I know my character Daisy, like, she loves plants, she loves animals, and that's very much like based off myself too, because I love animals. Like, I have 5 cats too, and like, I just love everything like that. I love all the weirdness and taking care of my animals, my plants, and yeah. It
Nice.
definitely does like, taking care of my plants does help with my anxiety too, because like, I
Hmm.
do get anxiety sometimes, like, being on the internet. Like, sometimes I get weirdo people, like, commenting and,
Yeah.
not, like, weird, but just
Yeah.
I'm
I
kinda
get it.
shy, so
No,
yeah.
yeah, I think almost every comic book creator that I've interviewed for the last 2 years has had some form of um, anxiety or depression or some form of mental disorder. It's pretty
Yeah.
common. I think it's kind of like a rite of passage. If you want
Yeah.
to be a creator, then you have to have some type of mental disorder to be in this
Definitely.
space.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I definitely am fitting all those boxes myself, so yeah.
So, your story, Acedia,
Yeah.
what is it about?
So it starts off with an alien. His name is Xars. He's a Noctarian, and he is escaping from the mob because he stole a lot of their drugs and he's trying to fly away. And so he basically like runs out of fuel, and the only planet he that's like near him that he could like land is Earth. So he lands there and he's stuck there because he can't escape because he's got no fuel anymore. And then that's where he meets like the stoners and the weirdos on Earth. And you know, where Zars is from, like, he's pretty much considered like a loser there, but when he gets to Earth, people start to think that he's cool because, he's got all these powers and he's wacky and everything, and that, you know, he starts to like it. He likes the attention and stuff. So
Yeah.
right now we're at that part of the story where he's like kind of figuring out what he's doing because, obviously his emperor's gonna fall like soon if he keeps going on with it. He can't keep
Right.
this charade up forever. But yeah, and obviously I have my other characters, my girls, who like Violet has to deal with a lot of shit in her life, and she needs to find a new place to live, and she ends up in this house with like two other girls who are definitely have different personalities from her, and they basically have to learn to live together and not like beat each other up every day because of how different they are, you know. But yeah, Violet's basically like she works at Kmart and she hates her job. So she also just has to deal with that too. So
Yeah, definitely sensing a little bit of a self insert in that one.
oh yeah, definitely. I think all my characters, like especially my girls, have a little bit of me in them.
Hmm.
Like I wouldn't say I'm definitely like one of them specifically, but there's
Right.
bits of me in all of my characters, I'd say, you know.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Like, I
Yeah.
think as a creator, like you can't ever like fully put yourself in one character because people are so too complex for that.
Oh yeah.
So finding ways to creatively put yourself into different characters, most times unknowingly, but doing so in a way that makes them endearing, I think is one of the things that made your comic really stand out to
Well,
me.
thank you.
Outside of just the comedy, because again, Xars is an absolute idiot in my
Yeah, no, he
opinion.
is. He's a huge idiot. So, oh
But
yeah.
it's always so fun seeing his interactions with any of the stoners or any of the other weirdos on it,
Thank
because I feel
you.
like seeing that, like when I read the story, I was like, I could see this actually happening and
Hmm.
being exactly how it plays out on. I mean, probably not completely, because it'd probably be some weird thing where someone would try to kidnap him and send him to Area 52 or whatever. But
Yeah.
outside of that, I think everything else would be pretty accurate.
Yeah. Well, there's gonna be like I'm not gonna give too much away, but he's got to deal with like trying to escape from being like kidnapped too. So we'll see that.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
it's a running tradition on the Divergent Comics YouTube channel where
Mm,
we get a sneak peek, low key spoiler type of thing
mhm.
about a project. So thank you for keeping up with the tradition with
Of
that.
course. Yeah.
So with this story, you talked about how you've had inspiration from comics and movies and
Hmm.
cartoons that you've enjoyed throughout your life.
Yeah.
This specific story, what inspired you and where did it come from?
Um. Hmm. I'm very inspired by a lot of different things, like a lot of different movies and stuff. But like for example, the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is one of my favorite movies ever, and I don't know, the way that that movie is just directed and everything is just so good, and I just love the sequences with the drugs. It's so fun, you know. But yeah, no, I don't know if I could really like give a specific one. I just think of stupid stuff that makes me laugh, and I just throw it all together, you know.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not necessarily like something that inspires you. It's
Yeah.
just like, hey, this is a cool idea, and you just throw it and see if it works.
Yeah.
And I think with comedy, it works more often than not to just think of like the zaniest, craziest thing that could happen and just kind of run with it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I actually have wondered this since I read the story. And I'm pretty sure people who are watching this and going to check it out are curious as well. But how did you come up with the name for your comic?
I was just trying to find something that hasn't been done yet because everything that I was trying to look up for like a cool name has already been taken. Like and I was always so jealous of like my friends who have really cool like comic names and stuff.
Mm, yeah,
That they already have, and I'm just like, okay, oh, let me, this name sounds cool, let me use that. Oh, it's already some comic that's been invented already, or oh, it's this name, it's already a band or something, so okay. I saw the name like Acedia, and it's just the coolest word ever.
it's very unique.
Yeah, and I don't know, I loved it so much. I just was like, and it kind of like it describes my characters too, the word. I like the word because it's really cool and it's unique, and it basically means like it's basically like mental sloth, like not having anything to really believe in anymore, like you kind of like bored with your life and stuff, and you're just tired of everything, and I kind of vibe with that a lot. And I feel like a
That's
lot
an
of my
interesting
characters,
word.
yeah, like a lot of my characters are kind of like vibing with that too. So
I
yeah,
like it. I
yeah,
like
like
that.
mhm, yeah. It's also like a sin too, so that's fucking cool too. Sorry, I said a bad word.
So, because that actually is very interesting.
Mhm.
The story, I feel like you're right in the sense of like the story or the characters really are just kind of like basically sloths. Like they're like you mentioned from the top, like they're lames. They're people that don't really have much going for themselves.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yet the name of the comic kind of comes off or feels deeper than that.
Yeah.
And this is a comedy, so it's kind of like a double entendre type of thing, and it actually to me makes the comic even more endearing because now that I know what this word means, I understand like where these characters are currently and what's going on. It's like this is even more interesting, and I'm pretty sure like as you were like working on this, it kind of just like resonated a little bit deeper with you as
Oh
well.
yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to know, um, why make this a webcomic?
I really want like to just get my story out there, and I feel like Webtoon is a good place to share your work. I remember I originally published my comic on a site called Tapas, and I don't think I got
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think I got one subscriber or whatever. So I was like, okay, that's not for me. So I moved to Webtoon, and yeah, it's been pretty good over there. You know can't
I would
complain.
say so. I would definitely say so.
Yeah,
I think last time I checked, you had a couple thousand views
yeah,
on your comic. So yeah, you
yeah.
definitely have your
It's
audience.
yeah. Thank you.
So unrelated question, just something to kind of toss out there and have a little bit of fun.
Hmm.
If you had any superpower, what would it be? And then what would you use your superpower for?
It's a good question. One of my superpowers would probably be like if I could like magically get my art like on a piece of paper without having to draw it. That would be fun.
Is that is ideal,
Yeah,
honestly.
because it takes so long to draw everything and it's so annoying. But yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what my superpower would be.
So I love
Oh,
that you chose that
yeah.
first.
Also, another one would probably be like endless chocolate milk powers, because like I love chocolate milk a lot. It's like my thing.
You know what? I get it. I don't even have anything to say against that
Yeah.
because you know those memes on Facebook and on Instagram where it's like um, choose one and it gives you like four different options and you
Oh
have
yeah.
like infinite food or this that, and the third. I always go with the infinite food because
Yeah.
if I'm as long as I'm not hungry, I could do anything else. So,
Yeah.
um, so um, you mentioned that you're working on some future plot points and stories with Acedia,
Hmm.
but are you working on any other stories or any other projects that you can talk about? Or
Um, not currently, no. I'm just mainly focusing on like my comic for now. I'm trying to like put all my energy into that, cuz like I try to do other stuff sometimes, like I open
yeah,
commissions and stuff, but I always get this problem where like if I have too much on my plate, like I get overwhelmed really easy.
then it's kind of like a shutdown type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's really
Yep,
bad.
I definitely get that. It's happened to me plenty of times.
Yeah.
I get it. So I guess last question about your comic then.
Mhm.
With this story, how far do you plan, or do you want to take it?
I feel like I want to have like a couple of books or something, like collections of them. Like
Okay.
I feel like I'm almost done with book 1 right now.
Ooh,
And then maybe I'd have like, I don't know, maybe 3 books, 3 volumes or whatever you want to call it. Like I don't want to do too much of it, but I definitely want to have like 3 big books of it at least.
that's respectable. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'd be like Acedia Volume 1, and then Volume 2 or whatever.
That's awesome, actually.
Thank you.
That I think too often, from what I've seen, is people like approach story making, or I'll say not independent creators. I think do this really well, but I think mainstream doesn't understand this. But approaching it in the mindset of I want to have a definitive end,
Hmm.
so I don't like ruin what I've created, and
Yeah, because so
I
many
like that.
things, like, yeah, so many things, like, get ran into the ground and it's not
Yep.
funny
It's,
anymore, like, it's not
yep.
good anymore. I hate that.
Yeah, it loses its luster.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Jeannie, thank you so much for jumping on here.
Of course. Thank you for having me on here.
Definitely. So, one last question, and
Hmm.
this is probably the most important question I could ask.
Of course.
You're at another Comic Con, and someone comes up to your table and asks you, how can they get started making comics? What is one piece of advice you would give them?
This is cliche, but what I would say is just never stop drawing. Like, just don't give up. Just keep going, because when I first started, like, my comics were ass. So, like, they were terrible in the beginning. Um, so yeah, like, you just gotta keep going, keep drawing, keep developing your characters, because like in the beginning, like, my characters were so different from how they are now. So what you think is gonna be your comic now is gonna maybe be something totally different in the future. So you just gotta keep consuming media, keep developing the characters, just keep drawing it, and just like jot down different ideas, and yeah, just never stop drawing, because I think too many people, like, they 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 don't like what they make, and then like already it's so they give up like right then, and it's like, no, you shouldn't do that. Just keep drawing.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Thank
That
you.
is great advice. So,
Thank you.
if anyone listening or watching is a new and up and coming creator, as Jenny said, don't give up. Uh, Thank you, Jenny, for
Yeah.
honestly having um, the opportunity to let me just pick your brain about your comic, and then also allowing me to close out 2025 with a great interview as well.
Thank you.
Um, if you can, let the people know where they can find you, follow, and get more of your work.
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram at Acedia underscore comics. And then I'm also on Webtoon, same thing. And I also have an Etsy. It's Acedia Store. So if you'd like to check that out too, you could buy my comics. I have some charms there too. So yeah.
Awesome. All the links will be in the description below, so definitely go check out Acedia Comics everywhere, and read the story. Like I said, it's super fun. You will enjoy every minute of it, and go buy some merch as well. Until next time, this has been the Divergent Comics YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching.